9 o'clock, call the meeting order. Please rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody, to the July 8th Pipestone County Commissioners meeting. Agenda has been provided. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda as presented?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a couple changes under the item 1 consent agenda. Delete the County Board of Equalization minutes. They were approved at the last meeting. I do have hospital warrants, item number 4, in the amount of $333,888.47, 333,888.47. And I have hospital offline warrants in the amount of $1,692,542.48. $1,692,542.48. And delete the treasurer's report for June of 25. They have one more item. They were unable to get the report ready for the meeting. That will be approved at the July 22nd meeting. 9:30, Kimberly Peterson will be attending the meeting by Zoom. I do have that ready to go. So to talk about the state affordable housing aid allocations. And with that, Mr. Chairman, that's all I got.
Thank you, Steve.
Here, if those adjustments, I'll move the agenda.
I'll support that.
Motion second to approve the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, I'll look for approval of the consent agenda.
Jared, move for approval.
Thank you. Motion second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, first up, we have County Engineer Nick Bergman. Good morning.
Morning.
Right.
All right, pretty light for me today. Let's start off with some project updates. Gravel crushing contract has started. The Edgerton overlay and that federal overlay that starts down by Edgerton, 2 separate projects. They're both gonna start. They're both scheduled to start this month. The big one, the end of the month. Main Street one. Sounded the week after the Dutch Festival. I tried to get them to do that beforehand, but it just didn't work out, so. Then the next update I have is on the last page. Box culverts contract 3. That has been funded now, as well as box culvert contract 4. We got bonding for that, so. Been getting a lot of additional bonding, which is great news for us, so. Or any type of funding additional, so. All right. Next item for me. Date. End of last week. And they actually recommended having the contract for the Safe Routes to School project be with the city, since they own that sidewalk. That's unusual to how we've been doing it, but that'll be easier for us, so I think we should do it that way. It'll be less paperwork for us, so. The state would still have to pay us and we'd have to turn around and pay the city. So, I mean, you'd see us writing checks to them, but we'd also a check from the state, so. So when that gets ironed out, we may have to do an amendment to that agreement, but either way, it's good for us, so. So that's that update. Lastly, for me, some maintenance updates. We were about 3/4 done mowing. We've done a few culvert replacements, hauled some gravel, and we've been doing some sloping out at our pit, so. Other than that, does anybody have any questions for me? I guess that's all I have for this month.
Done any spraying yet?
Yes, yep, that should have been on there too. I know they've been out. I've seen the truck leave. I don't know how much they've gotten done, but I remember seeing them leave the yard with the sprayer truck, so.
Any other questions for Nick?
Last year, there was an issue on Hatfield tar, the thistles on the Hatfield tar, but.
Yep, it's there again. We talked about it last week. I'm not sure what got settled on. I know there's some thistles that need to go, but it's gonna kill some of the alfalfa and there was some mixed feelings on that, so we're just gonna have to do something, but but yes, we did talk about that again.
Okay.
So,
If you guys still doing the levy spurge separately?
I don't know if that's been out this year, but we have been. I know we've been using the Ranger.
Or I just checking that you're still doing that or?
I haven't heard that they wanted to quit it. As far as I know, they are, but I haven't confirmed that, so.
Just, yeah, something to check on.
Yep, I'll do that. Yep, I'll ask him, so. All right,
Any other thing? All right, thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we're waiting until 9:30, it looks like. Is there any other business we can move ahead right now, Steve? Morning.
Charlotte?
Pleased to report that we are still fully staffed. So counting the meetings, that will maintain that fully staffed status. An update on the GI Bill for on-the-job training program. Renee, Shuck, and I attended a presentation with a veteran service officer with the state, and we are planning to apply for participation in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs on-the-job training benefits program under the GI Bill. What this program will provide is monetary incentives for directly supporting and the recruitment retention of veteran employees. Specifically, it enables the veterans to receive a monthly housing allowance under Chapter 33 for the post 9/11 GI Bill benefits while they complete their on-the-job training with the county. This financial support, up to $15,000 per veteran, is paid directly to the veteran and can significantly ease their transition into civilian employment while enhancing overall job satisfaction and retention. Some key benefits of the program are up to 36 months of tax-free monthly housing allowance for the eligible veterans. No financial obligation of the county. The benefits are administered and funded by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. It encourages the hiring of veterans into long-term roles by offsetting those early stage income gaps that they may experience while learning the new civilian job skills. And it supports the county's broader workforce and diversity goals by recognizing the value of military experience and providing a smoother path to stable employment for veterans. Additionally, through the Minnesota GI Bill apprenticeship program, employers are provided $1,000 incentive for hiring a veteran and an additional $1,000 for retaining that veteran for at least 1 year. Currently, 2/3 of our most recent hires are utilizing veterans benefits or veterans preferences, making Pipestone County an ideal candidate for this program. Once approved, the county will develop and submit structured training outlines for eligible positions. The on-the-job training approval will also serve as a recruitment tool to further attract qualified veterans who are seeking employers with GI Bill approved career pathways. This is a no-cost, high-impact opportunity that aligns with our values, supports our employees, and strengthens Pipestone County's position as a veteran-friendly employer. We'll continue to keep the board updated as we proceed with the application and implementation process. I'll just pause there. Do you have any questions regarding this program initiative?
This program is just for people we hire. It's not for any county employer.
All employers are eligible to participate in on-the-job training. What it is they get have a training program approved through the state that is then eligible for the veteran to receive their GI Bill benefits. through that training program. Specifically, the county as a public employer is eligible for that $1,000 incentive for hiring and retaining. Private employers are not eligible for that incentive.
Thank you. Sounds like a pretty good program.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And thank you for going the extra mile to initiate this. I was able to participate this back in '79 when I first came out of the military. I know it's a lot of extra recording and so forth. So I know it takes extra work. Thank you for that.
I'd love to take all the credit, but Renee Shuck, actually approached us, with this opportunity and, as far as my legwork, it's just getting the, support of you guys, as well as the department heads, to go forward with this, but a lot of that legwork will be on the backs of Renee, but we also have, a great bench that we'll be utilizing as well for that. Okay. Next one. Labor law compliance and preparedness update. There's some recent legislative changes, including updates to the earned sick and safe time and mandatory break and rest period requirements. They reflect a broader trend toward strengthening worker protections. ESST updates, a couple starting July 1st of 25, that employers can require reasonable notice for the unforeseeable ESST absences, requiring documentation, and allows employees to voluntary trade shifts to cover ESST hours. We have not had a high usage of those ESST hours, so I don't anticipate a change in our policy at this point. But beginning January 1st, the law will clarify and reinforce that employers can advance ESST-based hours on anticipated work hours. So that may be a change in policy right now. They are earning the hours as hours worked. And break and rest period updates starting January 1st of 26. A paid rest or restroom break that is at least 15 minutes for every 4 consecutive hours. Right now, we're complying with a 20-minute break every 4 hours, and an unpaid meal break that's at least 30 minutes, and we're complying with a 45-minute break. That's a change from 8 hours, 8 consecutive hours, moving to 6 consecutive hours. I have.
Charlotte, I'm pretty sure you said 45-minute, but the highway department is 30 minutes. It's probably in their contract, I
Yep.
suppose.
Yep, that is correct.
Thank you, Doug. Is there any other questions or comments for Charlotte? Thank you for your presentation. Thanks. Committee reports, is that the only other thing we can cover right now till 9:30? Good, all right. Volunteers, Luke, all right.
Well, and, attended MHA Advanced Trustee Audit and went to the Holland City Council and fielded some questions regarding our street improvements related to upcoming water project. The 12th was at the AMC District 8 meeting with a number of you in Marshall. When the 16th was here with all of you for the Board of Appeal and Equalization. We grilled for the county employees on the 17th. On the 20th, attended the AMC board meeting and presented with Britta Torkelson for MRC to the AMC board. On the 23rd, had an RCRCA executive meeting where we were getting ready to interview for the Watershed One Plan coordinator for both the Cottonwood and Redwood water plans. On the 24th, attended the hospital board with all of you. On the 25th, Highway 23 Coalition, we have all our funding requests into both Congress and the legislature for priority projects and just are awaiting responses. On the 1st, we had a negotiation committee meeting at the hospital. On the 2nd, RCRCA Executive Committee interviewed and recommended to hire a Lyon County SWCD employee for the One Watershed, One Plan coordinator position. And on the 3rd at Area 2 in RCRCA, we approve making an offer to that person for the coordinator position and also approve the audit for our CRCA. That's all I have.
Yep.
For June, on the fifth, Prime West Health, I don't know if this was set in stone. Dan, you can help me a little bit. They're talking about a 2% cut to the providers to save 6.5 million per year. They currently are kind of going backwards about 1 million a year, so they gotta look at something to help out for the time being. So
Did you see Jim's email yesterday, comment update? Did you get a chance to
I
read?
didn't
it?
read that one yet. No.
But
Okay.
it talked about those same items as
Okay.
well.
Then on the tenth, regular board meeting. Also on the tenth, I think I mentioned this last time, the Southwest Health and Human Services Director Search Committee. It's 18 applicants, 11 qualified, and we did 5 interviews at that time. On the 12th, the District 8 meeting, 16th, Private Industry Council in Marshall. And you talked about quite a few cuts. I'll just go over a few of them. Most of them are with the Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act is where they get a lot of their money, but allocation for adults, there was a 14% cut. Allocation for dislocated workers, there was a 19% cut. For youth, there was a 3,000 cut. The state dislocated workers funding allocation was cut 58%. This is to the Private Industry Council I'm talking. And another youth allocation was cut 16%. So they're getting hit a little hard with some of that, but then we did the cookout on the 17th, 18th, Southwest Health and Human Services. 23rd, extension meeting. And you guys probably all saw that Maddie Boomgarden started June 6th. I'm sure you saw that. 24th, the regular board meeting, NPCMC board. Yesterday, Southwest Health and Human Services, we did 2 interviews for the director position. And then on the, let's see, what was it, 26th, there was a Zoom meeting for towards zero deaths. I did not get on the Zoom, but I did print out. There's a lot of stats on accidents and injuries and stuff. So I did print it out. You guys wanted to look at that. So
Thanks, Doug.
and that's all I had, Chris.
All right, thanks, Doug. I'll go next. June is pretty light from you. On the 5th, we had a personnel meeting. The 10th, regular board meeting. 16th at Board of Equalization, 17th, the grill out. On the 23rd, had CPT Executive Committee meeting on Zoom in the morning, Extension Committee in the evening. Then the 24th, I had the regular board meeting and hospital board meeting.
Doing for me, started on the 4th. Settlement, it's the next round of disbursements. We did 24,000 to the Edgerton Public Schools, 15,000 plus to Marshall Police Department for criminal justice. It's 70,000 to Reunited for sober living expansion. That's in Lyon County. $150 to Sanford for the naloxone boxes. 25,000 to Southwest West Central Service Cooperative for prevention. $50,000 to the Women's Rural Advocacy Program. It's Lyon and Redwood. It's in a little away from our area, but they are part of our group too. So 50,000 to the Southwest Health and Human Services for prevention, community awareness. And the biggest award went to Western Mental Health for $163,924. prevention, harm and reduction. We're gonna staff 2 new LADC positions with that money. So the money is being dispersed. Some people wonder if it takes a long time to do a grant. It is being dispersed. Some of the first round has been dispersed but not collected yet. So some of those were multi-year projects. So it is happening. 10th was a regular meeting. 16th Board of Equalization, 17th Grill Out. 18th was Plum Creek. And Plum Creek did a survey, salary survey that hasn't been done for quite a while there. And compensation was determined to be 18% lower than market value. Biggest area we're down was 45% down in one area. So we made a decision to get up to 100%. And that amounted to just $12,000 for the whole group. So most people do a lot of work for not a lot of money. And we decided to do that all at one time because we have a little rainy day fund for that stuff. So that was a good thing to get through and to get finished with. So, and 24th was a regular meeting here and the hospital board meeting.
Thank you, Dallas. Dan?
On June 2nd, the Rural Minnesota Energy Board meeting, some of the issues are discussion about changing the rules for the setback for wind turbines. The one proposal was a mile setback from any wind turbine. So that pretty much eliminates them completely. So that a lot of lobbying work on that, and that has been pushed back. It still hasn't been a final settlement. They're still doing some negotiating on that, but it's not going to be a mile. Then on the 4th, our childcare, our RCCIP core meeting, set up times to go through some buildings, and that was actually done then later on in the month. I believe that was on the 25th, where an architect came down and went through some buildings, looked at feasibility of what we could do for some pod setups for childcare.
And did they look at the old like M&M building at all? Or
Yes.
anything?
Yep.
Okay.
That one, a couple other ones probably because of marketing. I probably shouldn't say what other buildings we looked at, but
Sure.
yes, we did. That was one of
Oh, I
them.
know that was being city.
Pretty
on
obvious,
that.
yeah.
I was hoping.
And with Bumgar's M&M building, not only the main building, but they got that garage where their office was, used to be a garage. That's got possibilities as well too, but it's kind of landlocked. There's no way getting in there. We'd have to get an easement from the bank to come across their parking lot to get into that for driveway. Had a plant ops for the hospital on the 9th. On the 11th, our Veterans Memorial meeting, and that was setting up, getting prepared for what we did do then on Saturday, the 14th for Flag Day. Then we had a fundraiser with proper disposal of deteriorated flags. And that fundraiser did quite well for us. People were very generous. That was probably one of our better fundraising events. And again, they're to the point now where they can go ahead and get the stone ordered. If I'm not mistaken, I think the stone has been ordered. At least the major portion of it has been. And we've got people stepping up also, tradespeople and so forth, volunteering labor for wiring, for materials for concrete, things like that too. So great. So we're getting some good participation in that. You guys mentioned the grill out. Southwest Health Human Services, another thing we should mention too, Doug, is that Beth Wilms' farewell is going to be coming up on the 15th at 2:00. So to that as well too. That'll be up in the Health Human Services building in Marshall. And then we had a Casey Jones annual meeting at Curry on the 12th. We grilled burgers and so forth, had about 30 people show up for that. A very good meeting, showing progress of the trail itself where we're at. And then on the talked about the 18th Health and Human Services. On the 26th, then we had our ACE meeting, and with the changes upcoming in finances, because that program was funded through AmeriCorps seniors, and it's looking like that's going to be completely eliminated. So our discussion was, what do we do with our people and the good work that they do? We do have some reserves. We pretty much just thought that it'd be best, until we get more information, not to do anything dramatic changes at this point. We've got reserves. We can continue on that. One of the points would be if we could cut back hours, but if we cut back hours too much further than what they are now, they wouldn't qualify for benefits. And if you can't give your employees benefits, you're going to lose your employees. So we're hoping to see more options going forward, and also working with Steve then on that, of course, budget. So we're trying to get out budget information because you're working at budget. So because we weren't members of ACE for that period of time, we don't follow, we're qualified for part of their grant program. So we were actually paying costs instead of through the grant. And that is coming to an end anyway. So it looks like whatever options we choose to go forward is actually going to cost us less, because it's been 3 years now that we've been involved in it. So Lyon County and Pipestone County are the two counties that were paying costs instead of part of the grant program. So how that's going to shake out, we really don't know at this point.
We'll see what it looks like. Looking at the same as amount as last year, which is 63.5.
Yep.
So see if that changes.
Yep. I'll want to see that. Yep. Okay. And that completes my report.
Thanks, Dan.
Mr. Chairman, I have just a thing I forgot to mention about the grant proposals. We had $400,000 available for this round. This was round 3. And we had $742,000 requested. So
Yep.
it's not easy awarding the grants even.
Oh,
And some of those requests, what I've seen, they vary so much from.
Well, Buffalo Ridge Task Force was turned down. They are a previous awardee, and we offered them a different option instead of buying something that they could use.
Yeah.
Did you want those numbers at all, Steve, or not?
I've got them. Yeah, I've got a list of those too. See if
I have
okay, got rebuilding is ready.
ready. Yep, I have 929.
Zoom here.
Fun.
Let them in, hope this works.
Hi, morning.
Morning.
I'm the project manager for your building.
Awesome, glad you're here.
Yes.
Well, you're pretty realistic Zoom.
You the one in person, these.
Great.
Okay.
Who do we have on the screen here?
Good morning. I'm Tom Fondensteel, and I am the Program Director at Rebuilding Together Minnesota. Thank you for having us.
Good morning. Welcome.
Welcome. Let's see if we can get a little more volume out of him here.
Kim should be joining as well here.
And your name again was?
Emily.
Emily.
Yes.
Your office is out of?
Out of Jackson primarily now. So out of there, but in the 5-county, 6-county area, trying to get more in Rock, but yeah, been about 5 years, I think, since we've been down here. So getting more applications from all over.
Okay.
Here she
there's
is.
Kim right there. Love it when the technology works. Tom, can you hear us okay?
Yes, you're coming in just fine.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
You're welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
Welcome.
Kim.
Morning, Kim.
Something came up, I'm gonna have to step out.
Okay, understand.
All right, I'll go ahead and get started.
Sure. Yep.
So, all right, as
Do you want that slideshow up?
yes,
Okay,
actually,
just
that'd be
a second,
great.
let me-
Give us a little visual. Perfect. And then you can, yep, that's good.
Tell me when you want me to move, or I can give you the mouse too.
Just have little paragraphs for each
Okay.
section. So as I said, my name's Emily Osterkamp. I'm the project manager out here in the Southwest office of Rebuilding Together Minnesota. I have been on board since the end of March. We've recently transitioned. Galen Kaufman was previously in this role. So I'm just getting my feet wet and figuring everything out. So today, Tom and Kim are on here with me, and we're so pleased to share the work we've been able to do with the support of Pipestone County Commissioners. Today, we'd like to give a brief update on our work together, as well as the proposal for how additional support using the 2025 allocations from the statewide Affordable Housing Aid, or SAHA, can amplify this work and reach more homeowners in need across the county. You can go to the next slide. We've made incredible strides in completing projects in Pipestone County, exceeding our initial goal and creating the beginnings of a pipeline which supports our ongoing work. We'd like to build upon the momentum we're seeing to support a robust pipeline that sustains our work through our partnership. I think I got a slide ahead, so we can stay here. To that end, we've been actively present at local community events, are currently preparing to present at key local community centers, and have identified a suite of strategies and activities to support reaching those in need with the services we offer. The request is to use this additional awarded SAHA funding to support the staff needed to execute this vital work. We do typically have funds set aside to support the hard costs of press, media, community outreach, and advertising activities, but not the staff required to execute these strategies. And I will pass it over to Tom, I believe.
I think it's me, but I'm happy to let Tom take it if you'd like.
Go ahead.
So, should we be awarded, we'd like to propose using this new 2025 allocation to support hiring a local community outreach position that would not only handle our upcoming activities, but also would make real the additional opportunities and activities we've identified. We know that a local presence is vital to ensure that we're able to build strong community-driven support from the ground up. This role would also complement Emily's good work, enabling her to better focus on the increase in projects and building that sustainable pipeline for the future. Ideally, the role would be about 20 hours a week. It would be supported by Pipestone in addition to other funding from neighboring counties. And the work that they would do would be focused on those counties, though all outreach is good outreach. And the goal here would be to increase our local presence at community events, network with key partners, and build referral networks that support an ongoing pipeline of projects. In addition, this work also supports growing our funding for long-term programming and building community buy-in. So if we go to our next slide here, you're well familiar that we believe in transparency and accountability, and as such, with your support of this rule, we'd be able to report back to you on the activities and successes of this work as part of our quarterly reports. Things like the number of community events, the presentations given, partnerships created, all those good details we can put in there. And on our next slide, you'll see some successful outcomes. We really will see these funds as very well spent, provided that we're able to complete the following in Pipestone County within about a year of hiring. Our hope is that with the allocation, we could sustain up to 2 years of this, and then obviously we'll be working to backfill to sustain the position long term. But at least 18 months of projects being identified and previewed. We would hopefully build 5 local referral partnerships. We see at least 5 local partners contribute funds to the support of our work. That we have staffed outreach at 2 community outreach events each year in this county, that we expand our contractors list by 10%, and that we are able to present at key community events for at least 3 of our partners to maintain that ongoing relationship. And then I'll let Tom take us home.
All right. Well, celebrating the success of our collaborative work in Pipestone County, we hope you will consider that additional investment in the work of Rebuilding Together Minnesota can do towards meeting the needs of residents in Pipestone County for years to come. We're excited to partner with you and welcome the opportunity to answer any questions you might have at this time. And I have a comment too, if I may. So I was down with Emily in Pipestone County about a week and a half ago. So I've been coming down from the Twin Cities at least 3 to 4 times, 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. Since we've gotten the partnerships started in various counties. What I can tell you, Emily and I previewed a couple of homes. Basically, we talked with the homeowners. We really got an inside look at what their needs are to help them stay in their home for a sustainable time. And I've got to tell you that this outreach piece, the one homeowner we talked to was absolutely floored about what the possibilities are of us working with her and contractors to get her home in a shape that she really needs to have. And again, seeing people's faces and talking with them personally, it really does make a difference for us to be there, to reach out as Emily has been doing, and an outreach person, outreach staff person to help us establish more credibility, if you will, with contractors and homeowners within Pipestone County means a lot. And it's really kind of heartwarming for me to see this, and I'm sure with Emily, and to see this happen live, if you will, and in person. So we're really excited about the opportunity with Pipestone County. So thank you very much for having us today. And if you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer those.
Mhm.
Thank you. Is there any questions right now? For Kim, Emily? Or Tom?
I guess maybe just one comment. I see, and you talk specifically about how you do not duplicate efforts in the community, which is very much appreciated.
Yeah.
And if I recall from earlier discussions, you coordinate with SMOC, Southwest Minnesota Council. Yep.
Mhm.
And that is nice because that's a program that they had done it previously, but now this is going to be a good partnership. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Carrying applications back and forth is crucial to figure out where we can fit folks the best.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
and then we've talked about the funding. So does 100% of the funding come through this preservation grant program from the Department of Agriculture?
Not 100%. We get funding from Minnesota Housing and Finance and then United States Department of Agriculture. Those are our two biggest dollar gather. You know, we can do the biggest projects with that money. But then we get Department of Human Services money. That money's for largely our Safe at Home program, which are smaller, you know, about $700 an address to do smaller home modification, fall prevention work at homes of folks that are 65 and older, I think is our bench line there. So a few different, we call them one-off grants that
Right.
are around here and
Kind of
there.
the nature of this type of work, those
Mhm.
grants, you have to always be very proactive about searching those out and
Yeah.
applying for them.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah. We do have a lot of support from our amazing grant writer who is largely based with the Twin Cities team, but does a great amount of work in finding and sourcing other areas that we can explore for funding. I think, the benefit of the statewide affordable housing aid dollars that we've been lucky enough to have support from the county on has been that they are allowing us to be very fluid with the need. One of the things that we have the hardest time funding is actually our operational cost to have the staff that does the work. And so being able to have this support really has made a monumental difference in the long-term sustainability of the work that we're doing in Southwest and in particular in Pipestone. So it's one of the reasons that we come to you with this kind of an ask, because it is very unique in the ongoing work. And as you talk about, the benefits of not duplicating efforts and partnering with SMOC, having somebody whose sole purpose is to seek out, maintain, grow those kinds of partnerships only benefits everybody.
Mhm.
We're able to facilitate things back to SMOC in a way that we also have things facilitated to us by SMOC. And so those kinds of ongoing partnership needs are really, really critical, especially as we try to build a long-term sustainable pipeline and start to be known and trusted in the community.
Thank you, Kim. All right, is there any questions or comments for everybody? Now that we have them here in front of us?
Is there anything that you would like to see from us? Can we offer anything in terms of like what would support you on a next step decision or?
Well, any comments, gentlemen?
I guess at this time, Mr. Chair, if you'd entertain a motion,
Absolutely.
I would be happy to move that we do agree to sign this letter of support then for this Department of Agriculture Preservation Grant Program.
Thank you, Dan. Is there a second?
I'll support that.
Thank you, Dallas. All right, we have a motion second to support the letter for the state affordable housing aid allocations. Is there any further discussion?
One thing
Yeah.
I'd just like to bring up is that, we talk about Pipestone, but there's smaller towns around the county also that
Right.
make sure they don't get missed.
Right,
There's some need in some of the smaller towns that don't ask for help,
right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Not, I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you for
Thank you
your
all
time.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take the letter to go with you.
Chris, I'm.
Two.
Okay. Want to sign both?
I too, they're small. Ink is cheap.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yep, thanks, Emily.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Yep, thank you. Have a great day.
You too as well.
About 2 minutes until 9:45 for our public hearing, so just hang tight for 2 minutes.
Our public hearing.
Oh, isn't it?
No, public hearing will be in August. This is just to approve the schedule.
Schedule, then we go ahead and have our, come on, right? Don't need to wait 2 minutes then. All right. Morning, Amanda.
Morning.
So we received a application for a new home abatement. And so I provided that information to you. It's for Richard G. Whipple, parcel 11002. Currently, there is a house on this parcel. This is gonna be though a house in a different location. It's not replacing that house, just building a house in location. With the application, there is a map that shows where they're looking to build that. And the building thing are there, the assessor looked at it and gave a valuation based on their guidelines. So we came up with an estimated abatement amount of $1,614 a year. That would be years. They also have asked if there would be any issues not doing any dirt work or foundation work for the house, but starting on the driveway and getting the utilities up to the location. No foundation work or that, just for and you.
Before the public hearing, you mean?
Before the public hearing, we'd be looking at the public hearing on August 12th,
That,
which is when the approval or rejection would happen.
to me, that would comply with our rule of not starting the house until the abatement's been approved, because this is prep work for the site, not the house. You guys see any problem with it? I certainly don't.
So we're coming from there with the site work.
No, site work.
Yeah, it's different.
That's prudent,
Yeah.
I think for them to start. They have the process started, so.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. Any other comments?
I don't see anything with the driveway. What else did you say besides the driveway?
Just like utilities, rural water, electric.
But if they get into the area where the house is going to be digging with the rural water or something, is that not normally?
Well, until they dig the
That'd be
basement.
some digging
Yeah, they can bring it to the property, but obviously they can't stub it into the house until
where
the
the
basement.
house
Yeah,
would be.
yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, that might be considered starting.
Right.
If they get into that area, so.
Is the house got a basement or is it gonna be slab on grade? I
No,
don't know.
slab on grade.
Slab on grade, so yeah.
So other than that, they gotta be mentioned to them or.
Certainly clarify that with them. So basically, you're talking about getting the utilities to the area, but not
Well,
necessarily
that's
to
my
where the
feeling,
house will be.
on the rule.
Right, yeah. Good point.
Cause otherwise they'd be starting digging where the house is, so.
But as far as the site work of the driveway and everything.
Oh, yeah, that I don't.
That makes sense. 100%.
Clarify with no foundation work to be done until after
Right.
the public hearing.
Right.
Keep it simple
And
as that. I mean, they're gonna, they might have to put a power box, you know, for
Transformer
for
somewhere.
transformer box, whatever in the property, but
Make that a motion to approve this.
Set a public hearing at 10 a.m. August 12th.
And I will second Dallas's motion.
Okay, thank you. A motion second to set the public hearing at 10 a.m. for August 12th, for Richard Whipple. Is there any further discussion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Amanda.
thanks, Amanda.
Up we have Casey. Morning, Casey.
Morning.
Thank you for having me. All right, I don't know if hands for everything, but I'm requesting approval to a striker power load and cot system at emergency ambulance aid funding that we received in December. The system when our 2011 ambulance gets remounted, which we called for an update on that. They say no later than January of 2026, it'll be in for remounting. We were hoping to get it this year. It's still possible if there's any cancellations or anything. I don't know if they just bit off more than they could chew and had, you know, too many things coming down the pipe and too many ambulances to build and remount, but that's where we sit with that. Stryker will give us $8,000 credit for our old cot and power load system. Bringing the total cost to $52,858.37. And that includes, I believe, 3 years of maintenance on it. And Stryker's ProCare, their preventative maintenance plan for, our power loads and our cots and our Lucas devices, they're fantastic. They actually go through it with a fine tooth comb and replace anything that needs to be replaced every year. So they actually are hands-on. It's well worth it. And then if we have any issues too, they show up right away and come fix stuff. But anyways, that's where we sit. So I'm requesting approval to purchase this.
Chair, I move that we approve the request to purchase the new Stryker system.
Support. I'll second. Okay, a motion and second to approve the purchase of the Stryker power load ambulance cot system. Is there any further discussion?
Will they keep it?
Doug.
Well, I just had a question, how old the trade-in cot is. How old is it?
I believe it's a 2015.
There's anything wrong with it or?
There's not anything wrong with it per se, but just like all the other medical equipment, they basically say things age out after a while, and of course, after they come out with newer models and whatnot, eventually they no longer service the old things.
They're not servicing it or?
No, they're still servicing it for the time being, but this model that we're purchasing is the newer, it's the latest and greatest model that they offer. So, eventually we'll, like everything else, we'll replace the old with the new models. Kind of like the radios, the old ones are obsolete. They don't make parts for them. They won't service them or fix them anymore. So they work as long as they work, and then they don't.
Yeah. Anything, yeah.
These power load systems, they can lift up to 750 pounds. So they are quite instrumental in helping save backs when it comes to loading and unloading patients out of the ambulance.
Is it similar? Is the old one similar? I don't know how
Yep.
they work.
Yes, they're very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's not any major significant changes or learning curves for anybody, but
Is the battery built into that unit and the charger also?
the charger is built into the unit. The battery is separate. They do charge when they're loaded. And and when they're in place and whatnot, it's on like a constant trickle charge. We will probably, one battery comes with, we'll purchase another battery just so we can have a revolving in case one fails. We like to keep a second one in the rig.
with the 10-year-old system you got, that you got 10-year-old batteries in too, unless
We've
You've
replaced a
replaced
few of
them.
them over the years and they are not cheap either.
they are not cheap on the list here even,
Oh,
and they're getting higher. It seems like the
Everything is getting higher.
lithium ion batteries are getting higher.
Mr. Chair, and if
Yeah.
if I understand correctly, Casey, then so the 100% of this cost will be covered by this grant.
By that grant. Yep, that $155,000 that, or $154,886.28. Yes. So none of it is coming out of county funding.
And to be honest, that did a lot to alleviate my concern because it is a big ticket item.
mhm.
And if we had to use levy money for this, I gotta be honest, I'd be much more critical of it. But considering the fact that it's coming out of grant money, plus I can see the benefit too of keeping our equipment current, so we don't 10 years from now, 20 years from
Yes.
now and have junk. So we want to make sure we stay current with.
We knew last year during budget time, I did not budget for this item because we knew that this ambulance aid was a certainty, so we accounted for it with that.
And my last question is regards to the contract then to have this unit mounted on the new chassis. So the striker system wasn't part of it because that's part of the unit. That's not part of the install.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, it's separate from the actual truck, so it's a separate piece of equipment.
And they will guarantee this price until it happens. That's good.
Is there any benefit at all of that $8,000 trade-in on a 50 or $50,000 of keeping that for a spare? Do we need a spare? Would it be more valuable to us than to trade it in? Okay.
Stryker's fantastic about, they have a gentleman in Sioux Falls, a tech that will come and repair anything and he gets to us pretty rapidly if we do have any issues. I mean, it's not common that we do, but they're usually here within 12 hours to fix something. So, and we can run the cots manually as well. I mean, if electrical component or whatever on it fails, we do train on that to make sure everybody knows how to run it manually.
Thank you, Casey. Is there any further discussion? Not, I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Casey.
We've had a very busy year thus far. We're at about 550 calls for the first half of the year, so.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Does Lifeline install it for you in the new truck?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
All right, next up we have Chris. I'm gonna have you pronounce your last name so I don't. Bodegheimer, there we go. I would not have pronounced it that way. So, thank you. I was gonna fail, I'll tell you that.
Hello, I'm Christine Fisher. I'm the Regional Director with the Small Business Development Center, or the SBDC.
And I'm Chris Bodeckheimer. I'm the Associate Director.
So we're here today kind of two purposes. First off, to educate, make sure the SBDC, you know what and who we are and how we help you out. And also then our ask for appropriations. So the Small Business Development Center, what we do is we provide one-on-one confidential consulting to entrepreneurs or small businesses. We cover an 18-county region. We're housed at a SMSU in Marshall. And basically, Pipestone County down to the Iowa border and over outer kind of our northern ones. And so what we will do is we help individuals that are looking at starting a business, small businesses that are maybe looking for help with marketing, social media. We help with the cash flow in the business plan. We do not provide financing, we just provide the technical support to them. All of the services that we provide are at no cost. And so we charge no any expenses for our services. So we are an SBA resource partner. And so our federal funding comes from SBA, which we need to match. And then our state office is part of DEED. So we do receive some state funds. And then we also get local funds as well as grants. And so that's, we're here today for ask for $1,000 in appropriations for 2026. And
One of the points we pointed out in the flyer you have here is Minnesota paid leave is a new law that's coming into effect, and we will be doing training on that for businesses. It affects farmers and nonprofits, which is new for a lot of people. And so we'll be providing a lot of training, one-on-one consulting for that as well. And then we also have a really big push for AI and how AI can help small businesses be more efficient, maybe level the playing field a little for them. And so we have a bunch of training going on with that as well.
so in one example of one business that we did, the businesses are all confidential unless they sign off. So, but we did, Corner Pub, we did actually nominate them as, for the small business, young entrepreneur of 2025. Unfortunately, she was not selected, but we did nominate her, and hence why her picture's on. She signed off and has given us permission to share her story. Otherwise, everything is confidential on the clients that we work with and stuff, so. And there is a piece on there that, if you're ever asked, about starting a business or looking for, we are a resource. We can help them get registered with the state of Minnesota if they're looking to do an LLC, if they need a sales tax ID number. So we kind of help them step through some of that process. So even if it's a business where it's a side business, they have the 8 to 5 job, but they're doing something on weekends or something to bring in some extra money, we help with that. The small business, the guideline is the SBA guideline, so roughly 500 employees or less. So pretty much any business, qualifies for our services, and we help kind of start to finish it. Somebody's looking at selling their business and stuff, we'll kind of help with just the process, making sure that they have everything kind of in place and stuff from that standpoint.
Doug, good question.
I just wondering if you're part of or you work with a private industry council in Marshall. I'm on that board, so I mean, it seems similar, so.
Yeah, we do a little bit, get some referrals and stuff from them and stuff, so.
Some contact.
Yep.
Okay.
I would say they're a resource partner. We share back.
Question on kind of the same vein. Do you also then coordinate with our Pipestone area chamber and also City of Pipestone?
Yep.
Justin Shore.
Yep, exactly. So, we visit and stuff with them. So if somebody's looking to open a business in the area and stuff, and looking for a physical location, that's where we would refer, here, we're not going to be the experts on that. We're more with the technical piece on getting everything else ready, and then send them this way. We get a lot of referrals from banks as well and stuff. So if somebody comes in looking for it and they have a good idea and stuff, but they're just not quite buttoned down and things, that's what we'll help with, the cash flow and the business plan. So then they can go back and get the funding that they need.
I know many years ago, Minnesota West also had programs similar to this, but was that more with displaced workers? Do you coordinate? Is this a replacement for what Minnesota West does, or they still do a?
No, I believe that they still have some of that piece of it. Yeah. So
possible collaboration with them as well too.
On that, we do are in the works on some of that and stuff like that with Minnesota West, trying to come in, like when they have different classes, just making sure that, the employees or the students are aware if they go out to start their own, business and stuff, so.
At one time, when I started contracting, started a business, they actually had a advisor that would actually come up and help you get set up through the small business, but that was, again, part of that displaced worker program, so.
Hey, Dan, that the private industry council or workforce in Marshall, that's a lot of what they do.
What they're doing.
The displaced workers.
Yeah.
A lot of their work is that.
Through Midwest as well too, or through Minnesota West or?
No. That this private industry council, I think it's called workforce also.
Yep.
Well, I'm not saying they don't, work with them.
Right.
I know exactly what they do with them, but anyway, that's a lot of their work
Their
is.
missions, yeah.
And yeah, and we will work with some that are in the climb program. And I know it, the acronym, so I don't remember exactly what, but they're the displaced workers that are looking at starting the business. Will help, more with the business plan and cash flow. And then they meet with their climb and workforce person. Yep.
Might be a bit of a stretch, but through our businesses in town and a collaborative effort with other communities through a high school, we've got, correct name it as executive, what do they call it for young? CEO program, yeah. Do you also coordinate with them?
Yep, and some of that, a lot of times they will have annual meetings where they come to marshal all of the CEO programs and stuff, and we're active in that and stuff as well.
Dallas, Chip?
Yes, did you say you helped set up tax stuff too?
So, first off, we're not accountants or tax, so we refer them to, but we make sure that, if you're not using an accountant, you at least have some sort of maybe an Excel system that you're keeping the information, from that standpoint, if they, and help, we'll make sure that they have guidance for tax and stuff like that you just don't forget about it and.
It's one of the things, starting a small business that is,
Yeah.
doesn't want to get missed.
Right, and so that you at least get registered, for sales tax and, we'll remind them, even if you didn't have any sales in that, quarter, if you're set up quarterly or even annually, that you still have to file the taxes and.
Send them a zero, otherwise it's.
So, and sometimes they're just, we will actually call, like the Department of Revenue with, sometimes it's just nice to have somebody with. And so then if they're, we'll just do a three-way call and, okay, this is the issue that they're kind of going through and explain and work, it's just nice to have somebody with, sometimes, so we'll do a lot of that as well. And so, Chris and myself are the only two employees in the center. We contract with business consultants then that work remote. So they're all, independent consultants that for the most part work out of their home within our 18 county region. So.
Thank you for that.
Any other questions or comments for Christina?
How many counties in southwest Minnesota are you working with now?
We cover 18 counties.
Are all of the providing funds?
So,
Or you just kind of beating the bushes now to try to get some action?
Somebody's got to be first, Steve.
we're based out of, at SMSU, so Lyon County is given, for years at large, so Nobles County, Murray County, so some of the Rock County at this point in time is not, so.
You gotta schmooze Kyle a lot.
Jackson. So Jackson County, so it's definitely, some, so on that piece. And the ask is a little bit more, based on, county size and with what we're kind of doing and just, how we can kind of continue to build and stuff from that standpoint.
One more question. Anything cannabis related working towards you? I'm just gonna throw it out there because I'm getting calls now.
Yep, and we get the one piece, because of our federal funding, we get to play the card. It's not federally legal. We're unable to assist them. We do have the numbers and stuff to deed for the cannabis office. And so that's where we kind of refer them from that standpoint. But
thank you.
Anything that's federally, because that's where the majority of our funding comes from.
Thank you.
So sometimes it's kind of a nice card to get to play.
That's good.
Could we borrow that card?
Nope, they'll ship sale.
Sorry. And so as you know, so you're talking about the 2026 budget, and as you know, Steve is just starting to put the numbers together on that, so.
Yep. So that's, we've learned that June, July, and August is the time to ask for.
You're timely. That's good.
And And you're on opposite Tuesdays than a lot of other counties, because all of a sudden it's like everybody has commissioner meetings always on the same Tuesdays and you can only be so many places. So we appreciate that you guys are on off Tuesdays than a lot of other counties.
Thank you.
Oh no, we're off Tuesdays.
Okay, opposite Tuesdays.
We'll own that. No problem. We can own that.
That we can. Is there any other comments or questions while we have Chris and Christine here? Well, thank you. We'll
Thank
keep
you.
this $1,000 appropriation in mind when we do our budgeting process, and
Thank you very much for your time. And if you get any constituents or anything that are ever asking, just send them our way. We'll help them then.
very good.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
A break in the action.
Yeah. Think. Great. Renee? Oh.
And 9:05.
Oh.
Renee, do you have anything to add to come on up. If you have anything to add to the discussion from earlier, your point of view from would be great to hear too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I apologize, I missed when she met with you. I think it's a wonderful program. I've known for quite a few years, but I just didn't really understand it to its fullest, and I still don't. We're still in the learning phase. Unfortunately, understand the process. We kind of have to dive headfirst into it with the applications, seeing if these veterans qualify for this program. They have to, from my understanding, have some amount of their GI Bill left in order to use this program. And so they may or may not qualify based on that status. So really, in order for us to know if it works for that veteran is to know if they qualify for the GI Bill and if the state of Minnesota approves them to use the Minnesota GI Bill. That goes through an application process, and so it does take a little bit of time, but I think that Charlotte and I are eager to get this program started. It's a win-win for everybody, the veteran employee as well as the county department and the county as a whole. And it increases our flex to get veterans to come and work for the county, so.
Absolutely. I don't think we had in-depth conversation over it, but it definitely was supported by the commissioners here.
The one comment that you weren't here to hear was me thanking both of you for all the hoops you're jumping through on this. I know firsthand, when I first got out of the military, I was working for municipal, and I was part of the OJT through the GI Bill. And it was a lot of documentation. So appreciate you guys being willing to do that. It's a terrific program.
Yeah, absolutely.
It shows your continued effort to try to find as many, programs and everything for our veterans as possible. And we can't thank you enough for that, Renee.
With the recent influx in veterans applying, I felt like now is the time, get
And this
more
isn't
veterans in.
just supplementing wages. This is also for housing as well, too, I see.
Stand
Yeah, and that's new.
housing
We
benefit.
didn't have that back in the day. So that's nice.
It would be so helpful for those veterans. I mean, anything helps at this point in time in our lives where everything's increasing in price. Now it's an opportunity that we can help get them across that threshold of needing any other assistance throughout. So,
Absolutely.
all right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
For my agenda, the last thing we have is the bid opening at 10:30.
Yeah.
Or any other business?
It's not time sensitive,
It's
so
not?
when Kyle gets here, we can act on it.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Right till he gets here.
sounds good. We'll recess until Kyle is able to join us. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Time is 10:20. We'll reconvene the meeting. We have Environmental Administrator Kyle Creer present for a hay bid opening.
Go over. Sure. Sorry. Thank you.
I usually talk too loud anyway.
Morning, Kyle.
Morning. This morning, we've got a grasslands mowing bid for the Minette Crans Dam. We've never mowed the dam previously. We do spray it every year for trees. But it was recommended by Area 2, to have it managed better by mowing it and by the person that sprays it. So we thought it would be worthwhile to put it out for bids. I got 2 bids to open. Just going through the normal procedures. So any questions on that? I did estimate it to be about 20 acres, give or take. That varies a bunch based on how much rain we get, how much area you can actually get into to mow. So
Was this mowing, spraying, haying too? They
it's
actually
gonna
picked it
be
up?
mowing and haying, taking off the grass for hay.
1 year.
What this bid is for.
1 year bid?
It's for 3 years.
Oh.
The bid, I put it together is that they would bid an annual proposed price for, and then it would go for 3 years.
Okay.
Do we have to provide any of the chemicals for the spray, or they do that all themselves?
No, we do not provide anything. We just pay for, same as the county ditch. That same person covers the county ditch and the dam. But I did text him and told him that we're gonna put it out for bids for mowing, so not to spray it until after the mowing is done.
But does the haying of the land generate enough revenue to pay for the spraying, or is that gonna have to come out of our funds, to pay for the spraying? Fine.
I wasn't, it's more of a maintenance, so I wasn't too worried about the money. I mean, it's not, the focus isn't trying to how much we can get for it. It's just better managed to take off some of the old grass, so.
It'd be nice if we get enough tonnage off of that to pay for the spraying. It'd be nice. So,
Right.
like I said, we'll see.
Yeah.
I guess.
That Tom Sando spraying that too? That does the
Yes,
ditch?
Tom Sando, yep.
Tom Sando.
Yes. Okay, so if you're good, I'll open them up. I got one here from the writers. And their bid is $567 a year. And the other one that I got is from Jesse Jasper. And his is for $1,200 a year.
What was the writers again?
The writers is $567
567.
per year. And Jesse Jasper is $1,200 per year.
Motion to approve that or?
To the low bid? Is that?
I bid.
I bid?
I bid.
I bid, yes.
Good on this one, not low.
This we get to go high bid, huh?
This is backwards.
Make that motion. I'll make
Want the low bid.
I'll support that motion.
Okay.
And now for discussion, and so they're clear that that the expectation is they'll take care of the spraying as well. That's-
No,
No,
it's
that's
not
not
bad.
where.
They won't do the spraying.
They will not.
We
We'll
still have to do the
This is
spraying.
just the hay.
continue to spray because there's gonna be areas along the main ridge of the dam that you're not gonna be able to access with a mower.
Okay.
And then there's backsides too, so there is gonna be areas that won't be hayed.
I misunderstood. I thought it was
Sorry.
rolled into one contract.
Right.
So we take care of the spraying completely separate, and this is just them bidding from us to take the hay off.
Yes, yep.
I'm surprised you got 2 bids, actually. For stuff that hasn't been mowed for years.
Right.
First year could be
You don't know what to expect.
could be.
Pretty good ground, though. I mean,
And it's-
I've been in there, you've been in there a lot. It's decent ground. I
Right.
mean, I'm sure there'll be some obstacles of some kind, but it's pretty good.
What type
They'll
of
find a
vegetation
stump.
is in there? Is there any blue stem in there or anything, or?
It's a mix of grasses, mostly brome, but I mean, it's cattails down at the bottom, and then you get on the backside, we've got that tree planting there, and then them cedars are starting to spread. That's another reason to keep it mowed, is they keep spreading.
This was 3 years, right?
Better than paying somebody to burn it.
An annual payment for 3 years,
Years,
payable
okay.
August 1.
It's better than hiring somebody to burn it.
And our Area 2 did recently do a dam inspection. I talked to Carrie. She's gonna be getting us the paperwork on that, but everything looked fine to my knowledge, so concerns.
Wasn't there something last time with one of the grates? on
The
the-
trash rack, great.
Trash.
There's some
Well,
every time.
Exactly.
They're next.
Every year.
Every time.
I think we need to build a new trash rack if we want to really address it.
It's
So
gotta be attached.
it's got to be attached. And this one really is, there's no way to put a band around it to attach it.
you almost gotta like drill into the concrete to attach it, but then you're in the water for drilling and there's just,
Mhm.
we never really came up with a great way to attach it. I think we tried
You guys
like
fixed it for
putting
years.
signposts in the ground or something once. Attach it
Nothing
to
has
them, I
worked.
think, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just hard to attach.
Can you get to it in the wintertime when it's frozen?
You can get to it, it flows all the
It's about
time.
waist deep by the intake, so it's not that deep,
It flows almost all the time.
right?
All right, we have a motion second to approve the bid from Jesse Jasper for
Doug in
12.
Dallas, correct?
Yep,
Thank you.
for $1,200 a year. Is there any further discussion? Not all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same side. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
I will notify Jesse and
Thank you for making the work out
I'll
of
notify
this.
both of them and,
Thank you for making the work out of that.
nope, no problem.
Yep, thank you, Kyle.
Thanks.
Right. Have a great day. Thank you. Is there any other business to come before the board today? Okay, upcoming meetings, we have board meeting and PCMC board meeting on 7/22. Other than that, I'll seek a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Right. Motion second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned. There we go. Got another one in there.
Yeah.
We probably get a couple of this here. Yeah.
Buy land